Hi, Ina.
Hey Mariella, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm traveled out right now. I am actually currently in Mexico City, which is why my
Very cool.
very cool. But I'm sorry for having had like a really poor scheduling over the past few days.
Oh, no worries.
But I'm glad we're able to connect now. Let's also try to grab some time to connect later in the week as well, even if it's like Thursday, even if it's tomorrow and Friday. I just think you have a lot going on, so I'd love to do as much extended work as possible.
That sounds good. Okay.
Oh. How about we dive into your rosebud thorn?
Yes. Okay. So my rose is all of the mock results have come back and it went way better than I thought. Which is a relief because they might use these grades if COVID gets worse, but they might not. So it's good to have okay grades. Um, My bud is, it's really fun planning the Stanford trip. We're doing lots of mini trips added on, like going down or up to Carmel.
Lovely.
Again, that's my favorite, one of my favorite places. I've always wanted to go to Berkeley, so we're gonna go there. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And my thorn was Um, oh, this weird thing happened with my nose, which is really weird. But I woke up and it was massive and it's blue and red and bruised. Um,
Gosh.
and yeah, so we had to go to the ER and put like a steroid
Oh God.
cream on it, which is so weird. But it didn't hurt and nothing's actually wrong, but it was very ugly.
Oh, no. What do you think happened? Did they even give you any answer?
Not really. They think I may have bumped it without knowing, but I feel like I would have remembered. Anyway,
I'm
it's better now.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's a weird thorn, but yeah.
Yes, that's totally a thorn. Very, very random.
Yeah.
Glad that you're
What
healed.
about you?
My rose is, Mexico City. Definitely like just a little bit of the adventure is good. I'm here for my friend's bridal party. So that'll be good. My bud is going back to California and just like being able to be in the Bay Area for some time.
Mhm.
My thorn is I'm just getting very confused with time difference and
Yeah.
calendars. And like I was in California and now Mexico City, and just they're all different time zones. And so that's a little bit of a thorn. But other than that,
Yeah, it's really confusing in America that you have different time zones. Like the UK is always the same time zone.
very confusing. Like I've already missed so many calls because I'm like, my computer says one thing, my Google Calendar says one thing,
Mhm.
my phone says one thing. I'm like, where am I? What time zone is, my Slack says one thing.
Yeah,
But it's a little bit of
that's
a,
so annoying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since we've chatted.
Yes.
Um, I would love to look at your timeline actually and see where we're at with that and what we need to be focusing on. Um, I know I did talk to your mom a little bit via text around like maybe we need to up the cadence of meeting. I don't know. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I just saw an email from your mom too. I just saw that email. Um, okay. And so maybe we can talk a little bit about like what is the right support that you're looking for. You can kind of give me a sense of like what your needs are. I really think that the thing top of mind for me is like I want to continue to put pedal on the metal for your fundraising timeline, because I think that's going to just be the differentiator in terms of you building community upswell, for you building content, all of the stuff that I mentioned to you. But we can
Mhm.
come back to that. Let's start with the timeline and maybe see what we need to focus on for today's conversation.
Okay. That sounds good.
So we are in the last week of February. All right. So, I mean, last week of January, pardon. And so really the pitch deck, which we didn't get to connect on, but we need to review that business model, as well as I think one of the tasks were for you to start thinking about that pitch deck. And so maybe we can review that. The
Yeah.
B Corp, it sounds like you have a meeting coming up for that. So that's kind of on its way.
Yes, that's tomorrow.
Great. And then building the new platform. So that seems
Yep.
like, I don't know if you've been able to get started on that with Rahul, but we can talk about that.
Mhm. That sounds
And then Canada launch. Those seem to be the priorities. So do we want to go in that order?
Sure. Yes, I did want to go over all of Lloyd's not all of it, some of Lloyd's feedback, because I'm confused on some of it.
Cool. So I'm having business model, pitch deck, new platform plus Netflix with Rahul. I have no idea what the update is there. And then Canada.
Yes. Perfect.
Cool. All right. Anything else from the previous pre-work that like, could you just give me a quick rundown, what went well, what didn't, to like quick checklist or looking at the pre-work?
Yes.
Here, let me share it in chat for you.
Thank you. Okay, so the main thing I would say list of 20 organizations.
You mind repeating that? You cut off for a moment.
Oh, sorry, sure. The major thing I got down was the 40 organizations.
Awesome.
And I think they are all pretty good fits. I feel like once I got started, it's very easy to keep going and find the ones that you like. So that was good. I did finish the profile. I don't know if it's exactly right.
Okay.
The NPS survey, I've made a newsletter for this week to go with the movie launch and the survey. So that's going to go out on Friday.
Okay. And this is for your pitch deck. Ultimately, you want to be able to tell a story of how much people liked it.
Yes. Yeah. The pitch deck, I feel like by doing the business deck, I actually got a lot of the pitch done, which is good.
Great. Okay.
What else? PVS didn't send the contract last week and haven't been in touch this week. So I think I'll follow up on that. I think I still need to research Amazon Prime to see what the best way of doing that would be, because I don't actually use it, so I'm not sure if it would be the same as Netflix and Disney.
Great.
And then Canada, I've been looking for a Canadian developer because Lloyd said I should get a Canadian developer just to do a couple of hours of work, which I think would be good. So I've been looking on Upwork for them. I don't know how good they need to be, because I think it's just a settings thing.
Yep. Okay.
And the Netflix launch is going really well. We have 4 first seasons of shows getting translated, and already 4 movies instead of the 2 to 3, which is good.
What's your date for launch?
I haven't figured that out yet. I can ask Tessa how long the interpreters have estimated it will take to film it, because I think the series take a while.
Okay. Yeah, I want you to get into a practice of like you set a date when something is done and then you go live and you like work towards getting that live. It'll help you as you like work into planning, knowing that like these are the deadlines that I have. So I kind of want you to start flipping your mindset a little bit on that, which is the only reason why I ask. I think it'll be helpful as you plan towards certain things.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Great updates. Okay. So find a Canadian developer. That was a good piece of advice. Cool. Okay. Well, so the pitch deck and the business model are kind of the same, one and the same.
Yeah.
And it seems like the story, were you able to pull some of the like narrative that we pulled from like the flow that we wanted to create into this?
I did. I had that up when I was creating the slides.
Okay.
And I think I used all of our ideas, but Lloyd just said to add more slides in between.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that like I wanted to know if I should go back to like the outline we created and stress test it, but I think it sounds like you used the outline and then built it out here.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Should we go through? I haven't actually had a chance to look at it independently. Would you like to go through Lloyd's notes and comments?
That would be great. Yeah. I did all the small things, like change this wording, change this, but.
Okay. Do you mind sharing screen? What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Lloyd's notes up, and then we can go through those together, and then I'll probably do my own pass as well after that. So you can make all those changes and I can do the pass after that.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Okay. Cover slide, don't like framing as Google extension. While it's true, not to be doing, it's like Peloton calling itself a stationary bike. I think that's right. I actually still think you shouldn't call it a Google Chrome extension at all. I think you need to call it like something to the effect of, it has to be more visionary, right? Like you need to have something that like is the buy-in. So you need to be like, I'm just brainstorming aloud right now, but something to the effect of like technology, entertainment, entertainment accessibility platform, right? Like you need to say accessibility for deaf people or something has to be like broader or revolutionary, like sign up, revolutionizing accessibility for the web, right? Something like that.
I like that. Yeah.
Right. Because like you're going to talk about what it is later. Like we're a Chrome extension. We go over, but like revolution accessibility for the web. Like that is, feel free to massage it, but it's a direction at least.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a lot punchier.
Cool. All right, let's keep going. Cover, switch Mariella to founder CEO. Great. Cover, companies usually don't brand themselves with .com anymore. You did that. Closed captions are inaccessible. There are no other options. I don't really actually know what that means. When I look at this, I'm like, I don't totally understand the problem.
Okay. Is it the wording of closed captions? No. Some people are confused by the word closed captions, maybe written captions.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, right? Like maybe you start off with like X percentage of the world watches entertainment videos on streaming. However, currently in its current form, it's far inaccessible, or just like it's inaccessible. Like I don't think you actually need to say closed captions are inaccessible. You just need to say the platforms are inaccessible right now. You will explain why closed captions don't work, but later. Right? It's like actually not the closed captions that's the problem. It's like movies and Netflix and streaming platforms are not accessible.
Yes. Okay. But still have the percentage.
Maybe not. We can cut that out later.
Okay.
You need to send this one by tomorrow.
Yes. End of day tomorrow, though.
What's driving the deadline behind that?
That's just when he wanted to see it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. There are no other yeah, great. And you don't even have to say there are no other options. I think like at this point, you're not really, if you're saying streaming platforms are inaccessible.
Okay.
Or streaming platforms are inaccessible. Yeah. Let's keep going and see what the rest of the story is.
Okay.
I'm wondering if in the previous slide, we should be like, streaming platforms are inaccessible, especially for young kids who are deaf, autistic, and otherwise.
Okay, I will add that out.
Can you talk somewhere about the market size, like the percentage of people who are deaf?
Yes, I do. And on this slide, I talk about some stats.
Okay, where do you talk about market size? Because I'm wondering if we want to include it up front or not.
Market size is quite far away. Where is it? Hmm. Here. This is a slide Lloyd had a lot of comments on.
Okay. I kind of want to pull this up a little bit, maybe not explicitly all the details, but I think you want to say somewhere, especially kids. And by the way, 5% of the global population is deaf, right? Like you want to make it clear early on because they're going to be like, okay, deaf people, why am I like, if I were an investor, they'd be like, why do I want to care about deaf people, right? I mean, I hate to say that, but they're going to be like, the market size is so small. But I'm being like very crass with you.
No, that makes sense.
Early on, give the data. So like maybe let's go back to the first slide. Okay. Or the second slide. Yeah. X% streaming platforms are inaccessible. Maybe you actually just say streaming platforms are inaccessible, you know, especially for young kids who are deaf, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, 5% of our global population is deaf, right? And maybe you don't need to talk about how many people watch blah, 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 because like streaming platforms, they know that is a lot.
Okay.
Cool. SignUp provides full media accessibility to deaf people through sign language captioning. Is it only deaf people, or is it other people too?
The deaf community kind of encompasses a lot of stuff. Like it's hard of hearing, deaf. I don't know. There's so many people who identify as deaf.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going and let me see the comments and we can continue. My father told me, okay, so he just like added that growth sides, be more specific. So I think you made the like text edits here, right?
Yes, I did. I took that out.
Let's go to growth slide then. I have feedback on some of the design here, but we can keep going.
Okay. Growth slide is over here.
Gets more specific, percentage month over month user growth since launch. Is that the
only? Yeah, this is on this page.
Okay, let me see. Can you make the text a lot smaller just so I can
follow? Yes, this is his notes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just make it really small so we can work with that. Okay, significant growth in users since launch. Can I see the slide after that?
That's just
Can I see the slide before that? Got it. 1 second. Can you give me access to Canva, Mariella? Can I just go in and start like making some edits?
Yeah. Is it the Spike Lab or Spike Lab?
It's Spike Lab now. Yeah.
Oops, I forgot to invite you. What? Here we go. Okay.
Then I'm actually going to share my screen and make some edits.
That is weird.
I'm in the Spike Lab account versus no Spike Lab.
Oh, okay.
I'm logged in. Am I trying to add me again?
Yeah. Try. Oh, it says you can share a link to edit. Let me just
Oh,
do
great.
that.
All right, let's go to the slide. You built this graph?
Yes.
Sorry if I'm going to be silent as I try to edit this a little bit.
That's okay. I'm just gonna plug myself in.
Okay, cool. Well, it's not 100% technically, but
Is that because I've used Instagram ads?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, this is a small point, but I really don't like this font. I think you need a cleaner font for the actual text.
Okay.
We can figure out what that is, but just like I think the titles are okay to be this, but you just want to be as crisp as possible.
Okay.
Maybe that could be. Yeah.
That looks nice.
Yeah. What was I to do? Where did I go? I don't like the word strong. The accessibility community is very like tight, supportive, sharing, something like what the right word is.
Okay.
Are there any other reasons why you think you've seen this month-over-month growth besides what we talked about here?
I think the thing that really spikes downloads is deaf influencers posting. And most of that has been organic.
What are some of like the highest number of followers that influencers might have?
100,000, 200,000 at most. And good news sites really increase downloads, like the good news movement or whatever. There was some, I think it's called Tanks Good News.
Yeah.
And they have almost 3 million followers, and we got posted on that, and that really helped.
Give an example. What was the organization of the
It's called Tanks, like TANKS.
oh, I was saying,
Oh, the organization's American Society for Deaf Children. That's a good one.
wasn't there one with people of color as well that you partnered with?
Oh, partners. I did have a partner page later on, and I put PBS on there as well.
No, the one who like provided interpreters, they were people of color.
Yeah, Pro Bono ASL. They're later on in the presentation.
That's okay. I think you could start mentioning because like part of the reason that you're able to do this is because you're partnering with credible organizations, in my opinion, who you're partnering with credible local organizations, which is feeds into this like community driven differentiation that we're talking about for you, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So I think what we tried to say here is like, has seen 50% month-over-month growth, 100% word of mouth and community driven. I'm gonna actually take out community because we say that, just 100% word of mouth. The accessibility, like what, how, right? The accessibility is very supportive on social media and proactive about sharing accessibility. Like you're talking about the market dynamics that allow you to have this growth, right? Like, okay, well, they want to share resources. It's a market dynamic. The influencers have large followings. And so you're able to leverage into that with that goal above. By you being able to have new content consistently, there always is this like fresh uptick of sharing and energy on social media. And then finally, you're partnering with community-driven interpreter organizations, and that lends credibility for even more community support, organic. And then with the amplification of professional influencer marketing campaigns, brand awareness marketing campaigns, and partner campaigns to the deaf community, we can achieve growth even faster.
That's great.
Cool. I'd also make these titles a little smaller, by the way. I can come in and do some design overhaul because I just think it really does make a difference in how someone interprets things.
Yeah. After it's in order as well, I can change the colors so it's not 3 green.
I will stop this and let's go back to content. Right. Cool. Let's keep going. You want to, let me go into. Don't say we aim to, and is it clear per year, per month, when it says us share content creation throughput?
Okay, this I did change.
Okay.
It's near the end, but I know that we talked about just having 1, maybe 2 releases per week. So that would be way more than I had planned.
Which slide is this?
It's near-term objectives.
I'm not understanding this. We don't say we aim to and want. Tell me the challenge you're having with this one.
Lloyd said make it to 100 units per month in Q2.
Okay.
But I was thinking of having 100 units per year because we talked about having 2 releases each week, like on the financial model.
Where did he get the one? Where did he get this 100 from?
I don't know.
How many would it be if we were to continue at pace with what you suggested? How many per month would it be?
For Disney and Netflix, it would be 8 movies per month.
Okay, let me just see. How many total do we say for next year?
150 maximum, 120.
I'm looking at 2022.
Yeah, the 130 and 104. That's for America.
But aren't you also considering international as well? So you actually have to have more content. Like you're actually working on this, right?
Yes. But the near-term objectives, I can't launch and increase the amount of movies near term. I need their money for future.
Totally. And that's okay. But the near-term objectives is like Q4 is Q4, right? And so that's the end of the year. Q2 is next, like March, April, May, basically ish. So like if you are going to talk about Q4 as like the end of the year, if we have 585 pieces of content by the end of the year, you need to somehow represent that, right? So I think what he's trying to say is like, he's trying to say that you can't all of a sudden launch like consistently 2 a week, right? Like he's trying to say you have 584 pieces of content. You need to kind of like grow that exponentially, right? As you scale your operations. So like in Q2, you could say you'll have 100 in Q4, you're going to have 400, so it like shows a difference of the 600. You're doing 100 now. Q3, you're going to do 200. Q4, you're going to do 400 or something like that. You just want to show that growth.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize it wasn't so near term. It's kind of future.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, so the thing is, in the business world, 1 year out is considered near term.
Okay.
And so they're going to be like, okay, near term is like, what is your objective for the next year or 2 years? Like 5 years down the line is long term, but near term,
Okay.
medium term is probably 2 years from now, but near term is like the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. So I think that's right.
Okay.
Fit nicely into the slide before. What's the slide before? Okay, I don't think that's, take out the barriers to entry sentence at the bottom of the growth strategy slide and make it its own slide.
Oh, I did make a new barriers page to itself. Yeah, this one.
Which one?
The one you were on before. It says scale. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Let me just make sure. Yep. Okay. Now. Okay. I don't actually think scale is a mere. I think it's like there are three things. I'll say. Do you understand what I'm trying to say with this one?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. you mind if I'm changing this a bit?
No, that's perfect.
Can you add some bullet points here of like the value of each of these?
As like sub points.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, perfect.
We talk about why that vast content is going to be helpful, but like if you could actually just like discuss it, I think that like if you could just highlight it explicitly, that would go a long way. Like fast content, you can't compete. I don't know how you'd say this, but basically it's like when you have a platform of like building content is hard and takes a long time. When you have content in multiple languages across the world for like great diversity, people are going to keep coming back to the platform because they know they're going to have a diversity of content available to them. And they're going to like have trust with the platform, right? Things like that.
Okay, I will add that.
Cool. Okay. And I'm messing up all of the font, but we can come back. All right. The ask slide. We're looking to, it's weak phrasing, be strong, confident. Everyone knows these things can change, raising 1 million. All right. You changed that?
Yeah, I just copied and pasted what he said.
What about this one?
I did not do that.
I put in or prepare for discussion the outcome goals you expect at the end of the 12 months and you're asking them and what you're asking them to finance. If you run out of cash, then you lose 100% of the money. So they want to see that you have a plan not to run out of money. If you plan to raise another round, then what outcomes do you need? This is a hard one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know this one.
Okay, maybe because it says prepare, I'd put in or prepare. Maybe we can just leave it out for Brian and think about it.
Cool. Did you fix this one?
Yes, I added a CTO, which was like 150,000 for startup rate. So that went up a good amount.
Yeah. Honestly, this is kind of a content business versus a technology business.
Yeah. Oh, is it bad that the CTO is paid more than the CEO?
No.
No.
I'm just going to write this here.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going. I just want this to be a discussion. Okay, did you started working on this or do you want to work on this together?
I made a slide for it, but I didn't know where to put the risks because I didn't want to freak them out in the wrong place. First of all, just in the whole slideshow. And do I need to say but at the end of the slide or no? Is it okay that it's just risks?
I think you need to talk about it in the context of risks and mitigation. It's like we know these are the risks, but these are mitigation tactics to help minimize the risk here. And or if it does happen, this is how we're going to handle it.
Okay.
So it's like, let's outline what platform dependency risk.
For the legal risk, can I just say I have a really good entertainment lawyer, or is that not enough?
Yeah, you can do, I actually think this can be a table, by the way, like risk and mitigation. You could put each of them, you could put like mitigation in one of it, but for the
Ooh,
purposes
I
of
like
this,
that. Yeah.
I'll say. Mitigation here is you have community trust. And then the mitigation here is like not dependent on one single platform. One or even two singular platforms.
Could I say, actually, maybe not. I was going to say, could I say I'll always have PBS because that's like a definitely.
No, that's not true, right? Like they could decide to build it in-house.
That's true. Even after the contract.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
A lot of
okay.
people like get vendors and then they're like, okay, we're done with this. Like we're going to build it in-house. It's too expensive to work with vendors.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Basically, like the thing that I'm trying to talk about here is like, what if Google comes in, right? Like ultimately, if you're building this like global community of interpreters, that like community trust goes like the longest way, I feel like in this community, right?
Yeah.
We can add more, but like start here.
Okay. Perfect.
Cool. Anything else here that is this something that you're okay with?
Revenue model. Oh, the question I had about this was when should I start aiming to make revenue? Because I know it shouldn't be too early. I was wondering if I should look at Spotify because I know they were free for ages and then suddenly.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. What is the moment in time when the consumer is hooked? I think you need to do more data research after that.
Yeah,
I think
I
you
said proposed 12 viewings total just as a placeholder, but
can,
I mean, how long after
uh,
raising the money should I start doing the premium thing?
yeah. I mean, I think you can almost say that like you do not plan to be profitable in 2022. Your goal is to prioritize scale
Okay.
to build a moat in 2023 after you reach scale in X countries, X content modalities, X platforms, then you will consider monetization, but you really need to like first reach scale. And I
I
think
will.
that's okay.
Okay. Great. Will they care about that or is 1 year because it's short term, they won't mind?
I don't know. We need to test. We need to test it.
Okay.
Yeah. To test. So I think you can be like, yeah, I think you need to wait, honestly.
Okay. I agree.
But I'm happy to, I can't imagine. I think it's gonna like shoot you in the foot by trying to get money for it sooner.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh, community-driven company. There we go. I really think that's your story, is that like your differentiator is like that's the whole risk mitigation. But did you add that in terms of community slide?
I didn't know. I do have all the screenshots of the posts from the deaf community that I want to use, though. I'm not sure how to set it out on the slide, though. Or is it okay just to have the screenshots?
I think the title of the slide can be like, as a reminder, the deaf community is excited and behind sign up. You can say like point one, this like the deaf accessible like deaf accessibility communities are more than ever seeking to unite and support each other. Platforms, social media platforms enable them to share via community, and we are solving an explicit need for this population with their co-design, and therefore they're very bought in. You want to say that you co-design with them. And then you can add the screenshots.
Okay.
And so
I'll
I
make
want
that a lot smaller.
yeah, I want to say.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see Lloyd's response. Okay.
What's DOD?
It's like, what is it? It's like DOS. I actually think he meant DOS attacks. I think that's what it is. Distributed denials. I think he meant DDoS.
Okay.
It's like a cybersecurity attack. It's like malware.
Okay.
Yeah. But you need to
Okay.
say, yeah. So I mean, I do still think it's a content company, but you need to have good technology. So I think honestly, he's like trying to like spin it a little bit of like, this is a technology company, but yeah, it requires good technology, but your business defensibility is in the content.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. How are you feeling about this now? Are there any questions from Lloyd that you still have?
I don't think so. No.
When you're done
I
with
changed
yeah.
the pretentious photo. I found that hilarious.
Oh, you had a pretentious photo?
Yeah, he said, headshot isn't my fave, showed deck to a spike coach, and he was taken aback and called the photo a little pretentious. I changed that. I hope that's not pretentious.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. Okay, when you're done with this, can you just send me a text and I'm gonna go in and make some edits so it looks clean?
Yes, sure.
Okay,
I will do that tonight.
awesome. I know I am personally at time, but do you want to grab some time on the calendar for tomorrow or Friday maybe?
Yes. Tomorrow, I can do any time after 7, and same for Friday.
Can you do mornings on Friday or Thursday?
Mornings, Friday. I could do 10:30 onwards on Friday. Oh, I could do 9 tomorrow.
Can you do? You can't do 9:30 a.m. on Friday, right?
From 10:30. Oh no. I could do 8 till 9 or 8 till 9:30.
And then 10:30, you said?
Yeah, Friday 10:30 onwards.
And then what time are you sending this deck to Brian tomorrow?
Just tomorrow Eastern evening.
Okay, and then what time did he send? Because I'd rather actually meet before then. What time can you meet on Thursday again?
I could meet 9 onwards.
Okay, can you do 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
Let's do aim for 30 minutes as like a final rehash then. I just want it to be in like a decent place at least.
Okay. I will do all the edits before then.
Cool. Yeah, if you could do it even tonight, that would be helpful because then I can try to do some edits tonight, but just ping
Oh
me.
yeah. No, of course I can do that.
Okay, good work. And then what we're going to do after this is after you send it to Brian, we're going to do basically, I'm going to have you record yourself practicing the pitch. I'm going to have you write a template email that you would send out to investors. And then we will, as a Spike Lab team, will review that pitch, get people like multiple people as a panel, provide feedback. You can edit the slides, you can edit your story. And then we'll also edit that investor outreach email as well.
Okay. That sounds good.
Good stuff, Maria.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great stuff.
See you
All right.
tomorrow. Bye.